All right, vocabulary 22. Sorry that it is the third page in your packet. I accidentally copied them out of order when I was making copies, so my bad. Oops. Anyway, first word is circulates. That means moves or flows along a closed path or system. So one sentence would be blood circulates through the body. So it's a verb, something that happens. The hydrologic cycle, also known as the water cycle, describes how water circulates through the earth and its atmosphere. So again, we're going in a circle or a cycle. Both kind of sound like circulates. They have that same base word. Impact. Impact can be a physical, like two things running into each other. This version of the word is a little more abstract. So meaning just a strong and powerful effect, not necessarily a physical impact, more of an emotional one, you could say. The president's speech had a strong impact on voters. That would be a noun form. In the text, it uses it more as a verb. There are many ways that humans impact the water cycle. So like affect the water cycle. So it can be both a noun and a verb. Diverting. Diverting is a verb that means turning aside or away from something. So one example, police are diverting traffic because of the parade. You could say they are going to divert traffic. You can have it without the ing as well. Or past tense, they diverted traffic. They made it go a different direction. Irrigation is the process of diverting water from its natural flow to help crops grow. So you're turning aside that water from where it would normally go to a different place. Which brings us to our next word, irrigation. The process of supplying water to land in ways made by humans. So it's like watering system. Usually for crops, could also be to help other things grow. For example, some homeowners use irrigation to grow grass in Arizona. And using context clues for that one, Arizona is a really dry state. So if you're using something to grow grass, well, you're using some sort of watering system because there's not a lot of water. This was one sentence that it used irrigation. This is another one from the text. Too much irrigation can cause a water shortage. Now you might think that's weird because like they're still using the water, but it's taking it out of lakes, so it's decreasing the water there. And then it's like you're putting almost more into the atmosphere instead of groundwater and lakes and rivers and things like that. Scarce. Scarce means difficult to find or not common. So if a lot of people are buying it, it is scarce. A few years ago when everyone was buying toilet paper was very scarce in the stores. Or you could say food was scarce during the war, so they had to ration it. Rationing it is when you just give people a certain amount they can use in a week or a month. Fewer people live in deserts where access to water is scarce. So it's an adjective describing that it's hard to find something. Conserving means to keep safe from loss, waste, or destruction. So he began to conserve gasoline by using the car less often. He was keeping it safe. He was saving it. We use water conserving techniques and irrigation. So techniques and irrigation to conserve water, to save water. Usually we don't talk about conserving a person or a living thing. Usually it's things that are non-living. Substitute, a person or thing that takes the place of another. So you're familiar with substitute teachers, but you can use substitute in a lot of contexts. Honey is a substitute for sugar. You're using it in place of that. There are many lawn substitutes like yarrow and sedges, is how the text uses it. So instead of like normal grass, there's other grass that you can substitute in that use less water. Some people like to do that. And then last but not least, landscapes. Those are areas of land that can be seen from one point. So just think of like, the landscapes. It's like a beautiful view, sort of. There's a beautiful view of the landscape from the top floor. Just sort of the natural scenery. Xeriscaping is the creation of beautiful landscapes that need very little water. Now, this is a noun. It can also be a verb. You can landscape your yard. A landscaper is a person, like my dad, who creates landscapes. So all different forms of the word where we can use it in different ways. If you have questions, let me know. Good luck.